Hello everyone, Elijah here. I'd like to welcome you all to another Epic 7 video. And I'll be, discussing, things in regards to my Epic 7 content while also going over some of my placement matches. Um, by the way, this RTA season so far has been the season just started, and I typically don't play at the start of the season, but it typically goes along the lines of somebody dodging, or not dodging, just forfeiting in the draft because they're just doing it for the achievement, for like the incentive or whatever, or you just get sweet, like hard sweet, like completely obliterated. In like one turn. That has happened to me a few times, so there's not really a need for me to show those videos because it's really bad. I built my para for the season for RTA. She's actually doing a lot well for me in this situation, pairing well with like Jacko, as well as being an attack up for Huayang. In this draft, I'm kind of like just full committing to. Well, I wasn't really full committing. I was like going into, I guess, a clean draft, but I also backed out and picked Huayang just because they picked Violet, and I think Huayang is like really good into Violet. I picked Solitaria, kind of like for a forced ban, essentially like for them to ban Solitaria. Hopefully, because they do have a Violet on their team, it makes sense for them to ban Solitaria, right? It's kind of good to have those like last pick speed units that you want to have them ban. Do I pick Mercedes here? I hope not. Okay, yeah, I put Politis just to be annoying. This actually makes it so that I can deal with the AOL because I have two people to deal with it, right? If they don't ban my para, then AOL will use their S2 passive and will proc Politis passive, so they won't get a skill nullifier, essentially. So I banned their speed contester, and I expecting them to potentially ban my speed contester. I just decided to ban that, but they decided not to. They banned my Solitaria, so I guess so their Violet can actually be useful. It makes sense, right? I'm kind of like RNGing, hoping that that Kisei isn't like stupid fast or something crazy, right? But I was good. But this actually really saved me here because of the Jacko, right, synergy with para. Because since I got the stun off on Carrot, I CR boost myself, which helped immensely, right? And then that also proc Politis, so it kind of like it really just like having that like synergy to like, you know, follow up with each other is like really good to deal with AOL, right? Like if you're gonna cleave and they're gonna try to use like AOL as a way to like slow it down or stop it, having like Politis plus your stripper or whatnot actually works very well. Then I go into the S3. And yeah, I actually haven't made really many videos as of. I get the lucky stuns off, I have my Politis on Abyssal Crown, but like I was saying before I get sidetracked, I haven't made many videos. I took like a break, like a 4-day break of making videos because I wanted to take time to actually decide what I want to like make content-wise. I go for the AOL just to get her out of the field. Luckily, I RNG, my extra attack goes onto the Carrot. Do I just go for Violet here? I think I do. Just to clean him up, you know? Huayang is broken. As I'm recording this, because I've already pre-recorded like all of these over the past couple of days, I had a match today where my Huayang literally like soloed like 3 units on the field because she was just that tanky and they kept missing on her because we had like 2 like green units and whatnot. and they just kept missing, and Huayang just soloed their entire team. It definitely was a tilter, right? Go into their Kisei. This I was surprised about. I thought they would just immediately go in onto my Huayang, right? And here I know that my Para can deal with the carrot, so I just immediately go onto Violet. And I'm looking, and I just don't see... Unless she had, like, Dust Devil, even if she had Dust Devil, it wouldn't have done enough damage. That's, like, the crazy part, right? Like, even with Dust Devil, that wouldn't have been enough damage. So, yeah. And we are on to the next battle. Okay. This match, I think I lose this match. I think I included this just to show how RNG just really isn't your friend. Like, it's just like getting resistance over and over again. Yeah, that's pretty much how I lose this fight. I also poor drafting, but I guess I use it as like an educational opportunity. I pick Rimuru here just as a safe early pick. I still don't really know what my like bruiser draft is going to be, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to figure out like a safer, tankier draft to like use at times. I'm still trying to figure that out. I go ahead and pick in Politics, Ran. They banned Para, which Para's been getting banned a lot, like a lot. Like, she's getting banned consistently in my drafting, which sucks because she is my fastest unit as well as my speed contestant. This is what they look like, their draft. I think I go into like Solitaria just to counter the Violet as well as control the Huayang. Yep. That's what I do there. And I think my last pick was Troll. Like, it was not smart. I have a feeling... Who did I pick? It's like I'm thinking about it, and I lock it somebody I shouldn't have. Like, this is...
May I help you?
Yep. Okay, so in this situation, right, I banned the Conqueror Lilius, even though I should have banned Mediator, and just... Look, I don't know what I could have done in this situation. I was in a pickle, right? I didn't draft a second speed contester with Ran, so like I couldn't, you know, actually pair somebody else with Iseria. And this is where things get tilting, okay? Because even though the odds are stacked against me, I still have a chance to win, right? Like, I still very much have a chance to win. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, all I have to do is push back this Mediator, right? I push him back, it gives me room to actually do damage to everybody else before he puts up the immunity and stuff. But he resisted it. He resisted, and it's just like, okay, that's the game we're playing here. Cool. You know, because I was like so like I really was like, okay, this is like, I could have had it there, right? The match could have been a lot more easier for me there. But sadly, that wasn't the case. So now I'm kind of like wasting a turn, right? Using Politics as S2, that Iseria's gonna pop off, right? And no bomb's gonna land because they have immunity up. But I go in, and so I just throw out all I can do, right? I just throw out all the damage I can. I just have to at this point. There's nothing really much I can do. And, you know, we're trying to salvage, right? I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, he already used his cleanse. So, in a way, I could try to, like, land a bomb and, like, strip off the Huayang and then bomb her, right? That's what I was thinking. Resistance. So, there's no stripping and bombing the Huayang, which I desperately kind of needed. And then I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I could just do it to the Violet, right? Because he can't, you know... I missed on him. Counterattack. It's just like, okay, well, that happened, right? And then I'm like, okay, we could still come back from this. And I'm just like, yes, this is fine, right? I'm just going to S3 Young and get rid of her, right? I'm just, get rid of her. Pretty easy thing to do, pretty easy solution. And guess what happens? I don't crit. It's like, and she would have died. She would have died if I crit there. That was the frustrating part. She would have died. I'm like, are you serious? Like, oh my gosh. By the way, my Rimuru has 92% crit. So I had an 8% chance there. An 8% chance to not crit, and he doesn't crit. And now he's dead, right? He's dead because of that situation right there. And now we're in a pickle, right? Because now it's just Caesarea against the world, and my Caesarea is kind of alone here, right? Can't really do much. I do get the strip off, and I do kill here. I really need stuns, right? The only way I was really going to win this is if I got stuns, which I didn't. And the dual attack happens, and Caesarea dies, and the match is over here. Like, there's no... I'm just like, you cannot be serious, right? All the RNG that really just stacked against me there is crazy, because I 100% could have won that match. But yeah, on to the next. Actually, this is me checking my Rimuru's crit rate, because I was just like, how? Like, what in the world? Like, what are the odds of me missing that crit there? And I go and check. I was just like so frustrated. I was like, there's no way, right? I go check it, and I'm just like, okay, maybe it's like in the 80s, right? No, 92%. 92%. Yeah. And we're on to the next match. Alright, these fights were like a couple of days like after the fact of the last fight that I recorded. Just because of I guess laziness of wanting to do RTA in the first week of the season, right? All the good people are out, you know what I mean? Like everybody who actually plays RTA is actually playing right now. I could be going up against people who were legend last season. I don't really know, right? Because it's the beginning of the season. They're doing their placements. So, I banned Designer a little bit just because I simply can't deal with her. Until I get like a safe tanky draft that I can like pick reliably, I rebuilt my Amelia. I haven't had a chance to use her yet, but I rebuilt her due to the Soul Weaver buff for RTA to give the extra, I think like 15 to 20 speed. I don't know if they nerfed it down to 15 or if it's still 20. I'm not for sure. Anyway, that boost to speed made me be able to build my Amelia. So I go for, it seems like they're cleaving. They solidified that there with the Assyria pick, and I say it's time to go casino, right? Whenever you're getting cleaved, and you know for a fact that you are not going to be able to speed contest, right? You pick a speed contester to scare them, and then you just go straight casino. That is how I deal with cleave. It works the best for me, right? So yeah, they go into cleave, and then I'm just like, okay, what do I do here? What do I do here? And I'm just like, it's casino time, right? Do I pick Mercedes? I don't think I pick Mercedes. I don't think so. No, I don't. My Mercedes is built just for Guild Wars. I can't use her in RTA. I would have to change her build a little bit. I do think I go for... I know I picked Belial. I don't know if I pick her now or later. I know I do pick her. Yeah, go full casino, right? We're casinoing it up. And then I think I pick Rylet here as well. It's another unit, right? If I don't get hit by any of their stuff, then I also win. Right? If they can't hit me, how are they gonna, kill me? Right? That's a whole another thing. But they go for Closer Charles and Arby, and in this case I want to reduce that CR push as much as possible, so I pick Politis. I think that's what I go into, just because I do not want to have to deal with that those CR pushes that they're going to get, I want to have it to be reduced as much as possible, as well as it does counter the Infernal Kawazu as well, and things like that, right? Politics kind of does do that, so I immediately go picking her, and I'm casinoing enough, right? I banned their Iseria, I'm pretty sure, just because it is the Iseria Stunning can single-handedly ruin me. Also, the off chance he does strip, right? I don't think they're going to ban my Violet, right? I feel like they're going to ban my Speed Contester, and because of that, I have to essentially get rid of what could kill Violet, being the Iseria, right? So this is how this fight goes, right? They're all faster than me. They're super fast, you know. I'm about to get my cheeks wrecked right here, right? I'm gonna get cleaved. Even though they already do have a cleave setup, they don't really have that high of damage unless like RB gaps, right? It's not really like a high damage cleave setup, because I don't think Closer Charles, if you build him fast, actually does that much damage, to my understanding, at least from other Closer Charles that I've seen that I have gone up against. So I do have the restrict off, which kind of sucks, but I do end up killing the para so they don't get an attack up from her, which is really good for us. Here I'm like hoping that I evade and counterattack, because it would help out a lot. That is not the case, but I do get another counterattack on the Lion, so Elbrus counter set, just working, doing wonders, right? The RB goes, he doesn't get a gap, so I'm not concerned about dying here, at least my more, you know, tankier Violet, and, oh, he does die. So I was concerned about dying there. I was actually concerned, because he didn't evade, so if he did, I would have for sure won the match, but either way, then my next win con was also evading that Infernal Kawazu's S3. Because that happened, I could still lose, right? There's still a possibility of me losing. They're in a predicament where they can't hit my Violet, right? They hit my, Rylan, right? They hit him, and they die for it, because, you know, he gets his S3 off, and I don't think they will do enough damage to kill him. I get a stun off on the Closer Charles, which allows my Valiant to take her turn before, you know, everybody. I S3. She gets the critical hit buff, and if you saw my account review, you know that my Valiant is built with, or Bellion, however you pronounce it, is built with 50% crit, with like 240 crit damage. So if I get that crit hit buff, right, that 100% crit and that 240 crit damage, I'm hitting hard, right? I am hitting hard. And then because I just wanted to get my placements out of the way, I think I go ahead and do my next one. My next 3, actually. I did my final 3 all in this one take, because I was just like, my next 2, my bad. I do my final 3 placements just to see where I get placed, because I was just like tired of not being placed and doing one match a day, so I just go for it. I full send it, right? Still banning Designer a little bit because I cannot deal with that unit. Just I can't deal with it at all. Unless I bring Para. If Para's open, I can deal with Designer a little bit actually. Because I think I went up against one, and I just like, it kind of sucked because it forced me to have to S1 stun the Designer a little bit instead of putting up my attack up on the team and my stealth and F-score and all that kind of stuff. Like I couldn't do that essentially. So we have the Elena here, which even though Elena's good, right? The 2 units that I have picked into the, you know what I mean? The Para and Politis kind of are AoE cleave units that can deal with Elena very well. Like they don't necessarily, you know, Elena cannot CR push herself up that much, and the restrict can restrict the team unbuffable, right? Like it's it can make it very hard for Elena to go and do what she needs to do because of that. So we are going into... What do I do? I think I was thinking about picking Spectine purely for the purpose of the fact that they have 2 single targets and they have no reach. I decided to pick Violet just cause. There's literally no other reason than just cause. Even though picking him into Huaiyang is kind of dumb. I don't know why I wouldn't recommend ever doing that. I just don't have like... My Kisei isn't built, right? My Kisei just isn't built. So I really just didn't know what to do about that. I picked Mercedes, another RNG unit. Very gross RNG unit, right? Magic for Friends proc, it's over. I actually don't think I picked Spectine here because of the Mercedes. I'm just like thinking to myself, or do I do it anyway? No, I don't do it. I don't do it this match. I go for... Oh, I think I know what I do. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I go for the Solitaria to have another unit to control. They don't have a speed contester, so my Calric and my Solitaria are guaranteed to be the fastest on the field, right? Unless that's like a super fast, like 270 Huaiyang, which that's very rare to come across in this elo. So, you know, I'm not necessarily concerned about what could happen here. They have Magic for Friends, and that's kind of like what I'm scared about. If Magic for Friends procs, I am dead. That is kind of like that's the T, right? If I get Magic for Friends, I am dead. So I get everything I need to get off, which is amazing, right? I am thinking about who to S2 here, and I'm thinking to myself that it's 10 times better to S2 the Huaiyang. Why? Because 1, she can cleanse herself, and 2, Rimuru doesn't have any team-wide buffs to really buff himself up. And the restrict on him as well, he's going to be staying in the back line, so I don't necessarily have to worry about him. They go into my Politis, which I thought was weird that they're focusing her, right? I feel like they got that dual attack, which kind of scared me because it could have killed. I soul burn to RNG get the stun off. I just like, I feel like I need to, and it happens. I got very lucky there, right? But she is on Abyssal Crown. I was considering S1ing against somebody else to get another stun somewhere, but I decided to S3 and put all my, you know, put everything on me getting my stun off from Abyssal Crown. If I don't get any more stuns off, the Rimuru goes for the S3, which I mean, yes, I guess, but I also don't think it was really that worth it, in my opinion.
I'll show you how a hero does things. How should I do this?
I mean, I guess they're trying to get as much damage off as they can. The defense break on everybody is actually really good, right? If their Mercedes gets a turn off, she could one-shot everybody, to be completely honest. And this is where I have, like, I'm just like, you know what? Full send it, right? Just full send it. I think this is not where this is the next match that I think is very funny. I think it's the next match, my last placement match that I think is really funny. Anyway, I essentially am stunning the crowd just to get rid of him, get the dual attack off. The Mercedes, she's silenced, and it's kind of over for there. It is basically over for them there. And then we will go on to our final and last match of our placements. Yay. Okay, in this match, I am once again. I see Para. I pick Para. That's kind of that's my 2 cents, right? I go for it. I love using her. I'm so glad I pulled her. And then they pick two relatively slow green units, and I don't know what came over me here. I think don't I pick Rand here? I just full commit to, I guess, cleaving, essentially, right? Do I? No, I pick Politis, just to have that safety net if they try to, like, counter-cleave me. They pick the Lion, and, you know, just, I guess, as a way to pick Power Captain Plan, which I haven't seen be used, like, ever. I go in a more control situation here, so I pick Syria, and then I pick Rand. I'm just like, why not? You know, they could ban Syria, and I can end up having pretty low damage, at least what I thought, right? I'm just thinking to myself, oh, my damage is kind of boo-boo. My damage is kind of boo-boo, right, when you think about it? So I'm thinking about who to ban here. And I'm like, you know, I would rather ban their speed contester and RNG hope that I don't get counterattacked to death. That is kind of like what I was like on the fence about. I also think about banning Rimuru just because he does a lot of damage, but it's only single target, so you know, maybe I can get away. And I just like, you know what, gaming their speed contester just in case, and I'm full committing. I'm looking at my team here, I'm just like, ooh, that's kind of low damage. If they kill my Calric, I don't really have any damage, right? But for the most part, I am feeling pretty confident, right? I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling like I have a chance here. They do counter, but I feel like I can take a few hits, right? Of being counterattacked. And I go into the
Goblet of Oak.
I go into getting my S3 off, right? I decided to put up the immunity just so the off chance that I get a decreased attack down is going to suck. And I go for the defense break on everybody, right? It's just what I do. Obviously, it's not going to land on the Violet because of reasons, so I go on for on him. Do that, and this is where things get fun for me, and I get a little shocking, right? Rimuru does his stuff, right? It's whatever. Rand did his job. I am deciding whether or not I S2, but then I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm gonna full send this, right? I full send, go for the S3. His EE is the bonus damage. I'm just like, I hit everybody and essentially just wipe their team. Literally wipe their whole team. But yeah, I was a little shocked there. But that concludes my RTA placements videos. I did end up placing gold, I think. Yeah, I ended up placing gold. But yeah, I'll see you all in my next RTA video or Guild War video, depending on what I do. Peace.